jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Saying that you're the best, you gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy, is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come back. Sports, talking way too much, world come back. Sports, talking way too much, world come back. Sports.
Yo, big shout out to the hottest chat in the MF game, A-Side official. No negotiation needed, period. Salute to those who en route. Yes, we're going to chop it up real quick. I wanted to give a brief summary of the interview, being that WCS is the only one been talking about Jerron Ennis's PR, his PR discrepancies, which wasn't anything nefarious, nor was I trying to be malicious. I was just speaking on them to a point where this is a perfect example as why I was speaking, because now he's getting more exposure. He's getting on shows where he's going to have to, be more assertive in the effort. Okay, especially when you're going in there with someone like ArielHelwani. You know what I'm saying? You got to be more assertive. Hold on for a second, y'all. Okay, I'm back. So, as I've been speaking on Jerron Ennis and his PR, his need for, to improve his PR, he recently had an interview with ArielHelwani, and I've actually did, reactions to ArielHelwani, a person who is able to ask these fighters very tough questions, and pretty much, just by the tone of his voice, sort of finesse his way. I don't want to say manipulate, because that word is a bit harsh and abrasive, but he's good at what he does with the tone for which he uses and how he's able to hit sometime his falsetto. And he's not a punk with his media delivery. He's definitely not that. But somehow, I don't know if it's just how he looks, who he is, his tone of voice. Fighters allow him to ask these tough questions and really don't give him the business in response to some of these questions he's able to ask. So, I've been looking at this for a while. I said, Jerron Ennis's name being big on YTC don't mean nothing. They'll push his name around with no problem. But when he started going to the larger platforms is when it's going to matter. Platforms like the ArielHelwaniShow. When you get there, you need to be more than your P's and Q's. You need to be able to connect with the audience. You need not to be a robot. You need to say things that when these outlets use them, they can use them in a good light, positive light. Let's get down to his interview with ArielHelwani. All right.
Fargo Center in a little over a week. World, he is the pride of Philadelphia. He's the one and only Jaron Boots Ennis.
And this is the ArielHelwani's footage. Once again, I definitely have to put this up there. This is the ArielHelwaniShow footage. Okay. This is the interview that he did with Jaron Ennis not too long ago. Okay. Just to put that out there.
Kind enough to join us. There he is. Hello, my man. How are you?
Hey, what's going on? How you doing?
I'm doing well. It's great to talk to you. It's great to have you on. I appreciate this very much. Looking forward to you returning. Second fight with Matchroom. How's it going so far? Are you happy with the move from PBC to Matchroom?
Everything is going great. I'm excited to be back. But can't wait. I'm ready to go.
When you signed with them, was the plan always back-to-back fights in Philly?
The plan is to fight whenever, whoever, and wherever. I just just to stay busy. And just keep getting better.
Well, I watched a bunch of your fights on Showtime and PBC and whatnot, and they put you on some big cards and they featured you. I felt with your walkout, with the vibe, with the arena and the crowd, I was like, okay, this is what Boots has needed, and this is what he has deserved for quite some time. Like, it never felt like you truly got that spotlight on you. Once it was all said and done, did you feel the same way? Like, yeah, I'm the freaking man. I could sell at Wells Fargo. I could sell at an arena. I could headline. I deserve to be the man on the marquee. It was nice to finally get that.
Yeah, it was a blessing, to be able to, get that, and be the first fight at the Wells Fargo Center. That was crazy, and we made history. It was 16,000 plus. So, that was crazy. And I think this one's going to be even better.
Your performance in that fight back in July, you were happy with it overall?
So just the FYI, how he's getting to ask these tough questions, and he's able to do it with a straight face. And this is why I tell fighters they need to work on their PR skills. Because when you get to ArielHelwani, he can ask you these tough questions with a straight face and seem like there's no ill intent. You know what I'm saying? He's slowly maneuvering and massaging his way up in there. You know what I'm saying? He has questions that instead of him just saying, that fight you just had, you think that was your best performance? But you heard what he just asked, right? Let me back it up a little bit.
In that fight back in July, you were happy with it overall?
My performance was okay. I watched the fight back a few times. Like I said, I felt rusty for sure. Even though I be in the gym, all the time, when you're not fighting frequently and sitting around waiting, sometimes you get a little stale. I definitely was off a little bit. My timing was off. Like punches that I usually land, I was missing. I'm like, but it was cool. I got the job done out, and I got to knock out the stoppage.
Jaron Ennis says he was rusty because he was out a year from the time he stepped in the ring, with David Avanesian. So he had fought Ramon Villa July 23, and he stepped in there a little outside, just a smidge outside a year of July 2024, and he fought David Avanesian. He said he was rusty.
That's all that matters. This makes for even better, performance this time out.
Did you feel any extra nerves, anxiety, pressure because it was the big homecoming for you?
I actually like fighting at home. It don't feel.
Now watch what this is what I say, when fighting at home, it's cool, to have the sparring partners come to you and everything. But every time, somebody asks you about fighting at home, of course it's going to be comfortable. Of course. You know what I'm saying? You got to either make the most of it, or you just got to say, yeah, I'm gonna enjoy it while I can, just give a little bit more meat to the bone. That's all.
Phase me, I'd rather be home, it's easy. I don't got to sit in a hotel. I can sleep at my house, everything's easier when you're at home, and I feel way comfortable being at home, fighting at home.
Did you just stay at home the entire fight week? Like, did you drive from your home to the arena on Saturday night?
Yeah, I was driving back and forth. Yep.
Amazing.
From my house.
Same time this time. Same thing this time around.
Yeah, same thing this time around. I get home cooked meals. I don't got to go out, go out and get food. I love it. no pressure. You know, it's actually extra motivation.
Okay, so now shoot straight with me. You know, the
Ariel One says shoot straight with him. Shoot straight with him. I don't know what Boots was doing before. I mean, it seemed like he was just on par before, but like I say, you know, enhance your media skills, enhance your PR. Because when you go up with ArielHelwani, when he say shoot straight with me, and he don't have no rising inflection of the voice, he's at like he's still having a nice little general conversation with you.
the hardcore fans, when they found out that you were rematching Karen Chukazin, they were like, "Damn, this is not what we wanted for Boots. We wanted something bigger. We've seen this fight. It wasn't the greatest fight of all time. He was running around like we don't need this again." What was your reaction when you found out that this was going to be the fight?
I mean, at the end of the day, you know, like my main objective is, you know, to get these belts, and then I was pushing hard to collect these belts and be undisputed and you know, at least unify, you know, and that was my goal. You know, those things fell out, and I had to fight my mandatory. So, you know, it is what it is. You know, I really don't really care. You know, I'm ready to go in there and put on a show, have fun. You know.
Boots said the undisputed fell out. And, you know, I thought just the unification bout, just one single unification bout fell out. You know, you're saying the whole unification undisputed fell out. Like, it wasn't like you was going in there with Errol Spence, who had 3 belts at the time. But I get what he was saying. But you know, that's all I'm saying. Just take a little bit more effort and explain yourself, you know, in these interviews, because we only saw you was in negotiations with Norman Jr., who had the WBO welterweight championship. So, you know, that was only one fight. But, you know, he says shoot straight with him. So I would advise, you know, fighters, especially Boots that's on the rise, man, as young as he is, to pretty much, you know, really don't say it don't matter. I'm not telling them how to speak. I'm just saying it really, because it has to matter. Because if you want to elevate yourself, if you hungry like that, it gotta matter. It's everything that is in the history of who we consider to be great. They gave a damn. There's not too many people that was great in such a tough sport. They're saying, you know what, I didn't care either way. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. I just went out there and did it. You know, I just so happened to be a genetic gifted freak, that I kept on winning, doing what I was doing. But I really didn't care too much about it. No, you're not going to get that conversation. In order for you to be different, above average, be in the conversation of greats, you have to care. You have to care that, first of all, you have to care to get up in the morning and go in there and train. You have to care to go in there and prove to yourself, your team, and your fans that you care. You know what I'm saying? You have to give a damn.
And look better this time, you know, and you know, just do my thing.
Considering you were talking about, you know, potential Norman fight, potential, there was the Crawford thing initially that kind of dissipated rather quickly. When you just have to come to terms with the fact that you're fighting a guy that you already beat, how do you get motivated in those early days of training? How do you, like, where does that come from? Where does the drive come from? Because you already climbed this mountain, and it was, you know, it was very successful in your favor.
The motivation just come every day, just family, you know, just in general, just, you know, just putting on for my my last name, legacy. That's the whole thing. Just, you know, whoever they put in front of me, I'm gonna beat. So it don't really matter. You know, I'm gonna just keep pushing, keep going forward, and you know, big fights gonna come, bigger fights gonna come.
At this point, those of you that's listening, do you feel that Ennis is connecting with the fans? Because he said he was doing it for his legacy. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like, in order for you to basically reach new heights, you have to connect with the fans somehow, some way. And media is one of those stages that you have to connect with your fans in order for them to want to pay for merch. You know what I'm saying? They want to pay to see you come fight. To want to, you know, these podcasts that they have out there, for them to call you up and talk to you because they think it's going to be a great interview. They kind of have the Thurman effect, to be out the ring, but they still want to hear you speak. You know what I'm saying? They still want to hear what you got to say. That's all I'm saying with it. That's all I'm saying, yo.
I have to say, lately, I don't know, and I know you're representing the IBF here as their champ, but why is the IBF like screwing everything up lately? I feel like they just kind of get in the way a lot. You know, like we get the undisputed heavyweight title, then they take the belt away and they make it, you know, for Dubois to fight an interim belt. And now with Beterbiev and Bivol, they're like, now there's the mandatory. It seems like everyone's trying to move in the direction of undisputed, and IBF's kind of out there doing their own thing. And I feel like they kind of, the fact that they said, okay, this has to be the fight, the mandatory, it kind of screwed up what you were trying to get done. Am I wrong about this?
I mean, at the end of the day, it's okay as long as I'm still fighting, you know, and I'm able to be, you know, be busy, you know, and keep fighting. That's the whole thing, you know.
See, this where I'm at, Ennis, you know, at the end of the day, I get it. At the end of the day, that's your default. But at the beginning of the day, there's people out there that's looking forward to seeing you step in there. See, people may criticize why I'm talking and basically highlighting this now, but when it actually comes to a point where somebody else do it outside of where I'm at, then they're going to be the same ones up here saying, oh, well, I get what he's talking about. Well, when WCS was saying it, I guess because he was another brother hating on a brother. I'm not hating on this dude at all. He's a good guy to me. I just see, you know, if he's able to elevate and rise to be that next star, he's going to have to do better with the media. You know, at the end of the day, yeah, at the end of the day, it's a lot more that should have went on during the day. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot that goes on when somebody asks you about the IBF and you say you just want to stay busy, but yet you say you was rusty going in there with amnesia. What does the IBF have to do with you staying busy? Just connect with the fans. Say, hey, if you're gonna say at the end of the day, just say at the end of the day, I'm doing it for the fans. You got to connect with the fans. You just can't be on here and just like a robot and just responding to simple stuff. Where's your connection with the fans, bro? You need that help. If you ever want to get a $10 to $15 million fight, it's gonna take more than a ring walk. You're gonna have to connect with the fans, big dog. Hey, a lot of these cats ain't gonna now understand why I'm doing a reaction to this. They're not gonna understand. But I'm telling you, in order for you to get that big fight, you're gonna have to show more pizzazz, more charisma, bravado doing these interviews. You're gonna have to let them know that, hey, I'm motivated. I'm happy to be in front of this camera. I'm doing it for the fans. Yeah, I'm doing it for Ennis, the legacy and all that. But I'm doing it for the freaking fans. Bro, you gotta crack the shell, big dog. You gotta crack it.
Like I said, them belts gonna come. You know, I'm gonna grab those belts next year.
Okay. And I'm not trying to rain on the parade, but you know this is out there.
Hey, he said he gonna grab those belts next year. The fans don't know which belt you're talking about. Are you gonna grab the 47 pound? You would have said I'm grabbing the welterweight belts next year, just so they can be clear. Are you going to 54? I mean, we don't know which division you're going to. What you're talking about? What belts? You're grabbing the belts next year. What belts? Are you going to revisit Norman? Who you want first? You want Barrios, Stanthionis, Norman? You want Stanthionis, Norman, Barrios, Norman, Stanthionis? Who do you want first? Because you say who you want first, you give us the ones that's over here that's willing to speak on some other boxing news or your future endeavors, right? They can take that information and say, hey, Ennis said he wants so-and-so in 2025.
Right? You know, people are saying they wanted something bigger for you, and I'm sure you did as well.
Yeah, I mean, of course, you know, but like I said, you know, at the end of the day, you know, if I gotta fight my mandatory, I gotta fight my mandatory, you know, and there's not no problem with that with me, you know. This time we was gonna beat them easier this time in a better fashion.
He said he's gonna beat them easier in a better fashion. I believe you can beat them easier in a better fashion. Like I said, the fight, I hope it doesn't go past 5 rounds. But like I said, I'm not on Team Ennis, and I'm not in the gym with him. None of that. but I am wishing the best for him to go ahead and show out on Karan Chukazian. But when you say at the end of the day, and once again, you ask the question and you say at the end of the day, and you walk around the question, you know what I'm saying, with your answer, it's really not, you know, they're not going to be able to connect with you. That's all I'm saying. They're not connecting with what the questions are.
Minotaur, you know, and there's not no problem with that with me. You know, this time we was going to beat them easier this time in a better fashion.
As far as that first fight and what you're trying to implement in this fight, would you categorize that fight as a frustrating one? It was hard to catch him. It was, you know, he was moving around. He was on the butt.
So I listen to Ariel, but let me break some shit down on his interview process, because he's really good at what he does. So the first time he was talking about Albanesian. What do you think of that fight? Do you know what I'm saying? He was talking about Albanesian. Now he's going into the first fight with him and Karan Chukazian. And you see how he led up to that? You see how he asked the question? See, in my opinion, if black journalists was asked a question like that, we would be considered hating. But you know, Ariel can ask these questions and it's okay, and people don't see anything in, because he's asking them with the same tone. The same tone he's asking every question. Unless it's a very controversial question. And you'll hear his falsetto. You know, he have that high pitch at the end. Listen to it again, man.
Fight is a frustrating one. It was hard to catch him. It was, you know, he was moving around. He was on the bike,
the first
as
fight.
they say. How would you look back on that fight, and what would you try to do differently this time around?
What would you try to do different?
I watched that fight several times, you know, and like I said, it wasn't nothing that he did. It was just more so just me, you know, me just not listening to my corner and starting to lead. Like everything that I did from the this on, you know, that I feel like I should have did that. I should have did that earlier, you know, and I probably would have got the knockout, you know. But it's a lot of things. It wasn't him. It was basically, it was me, you know. And this time around, you know, we're gonna expect the same guy, you know. And he ain't gonna switch up nothing up, you know. He gonna try a boxing move and do whatever he do, and we got something for all that, you know. I've been studying him, you know, and I've been working on a lot of things, you know. And come fight night, you know, it's gonna be fireworks, and I can't wait.
So he said it was him when he went in there. He wasn't listening to his corner. You know what I'm saying? I've heard, I mean, it's a lot of this been going on with these fighters. Is it something going on? Is it the COVID vaccine that's having side effects? I heard this shit with Chris Colbert. He wasn't listening to his corner. But that's just a wild card. You know what I'm saying? Chris Colbert. Shakur, you know, at one point, I think he wasn't listening to his corner. You know, these fighters, like, who's the other guy that say he wasn't listening to his corner? Who's the other guy? It was in the heavyweight division. Who's the other guy? Was it Anthony Joshua? Oh, no. It was Jared Anderson. Jared Anderson say he wasn't listening to his corner against Mark Piccoli. This is trending. Let's not forget the word trending. This has been trending lately. These fighters saying they're not listening to their corners, y'all. Why is that? Why is that? I mean, I never heard Crawford say he wasn't listening to his corner. Because that classic footage that he has out there with him and the mad scientist, you know, giving instructions and he going out there execute. I mean, I'm just saying we have a lot of fighters saying they're not listening to their corners. So who is holding the culpability? Who has that payload on their back for not listening? He said what he did in the 6th round on up, if he would have did in the first half of the fight, it would have been an easier fight. He would have got him up out of there. So this fight right here, definitely, it shouldn't be nothing to say Ennis, you know, who is not rusty, he just fought early this year, to go in here and put on the show.
You know, it's gonna be a spectacular night for me.
I love the promotion for this with you and Bam Rodriguez, the posters, all this stuff, the two kings. Very cool to see you two together. How do you feel about that? Him being the co-main to you being main, and then putting him on your card in your hometown. He's one of the best pound for pound fighters in the world. And I've heard from some fans say, okay, maybe we don't love that he is fighting Karen or who Bam is fighting, but them together makes this must-see TV because they're two of the best fighters fighting on the same card.
Yeah, for sure. You know, like I said, that's a blessing to have him. You know, have been on the card, and he top 5 pound for pound. You know, phenomenal fighter. You know, and I'm glad I'm able to have him. You know, on my card. You know, and like I said, me and him together is gonna make fireworks. And then you know the undercard is crazy too. You got Ray Savage. You got two of my fighters with Boost Promotion, Ishmael the Chef Muhammad, and Dennis DJ Thompson. You know, the card gonna be crazy. You know,
See what he just mentioned? That's info that the fans need to know. Like some people didn't know he had 2 fighters on his promotion that was on the card. That's great information to know. That's high praise right there. Letting the fans know, hey, it's some other people on the card that's connected to me. You know what I'm saying? Connected to my promotion that's fighting on the card. On top of the fact that he did highlight Bam was top 5 and so forth, but yet knowing, okay, he just threw some names out there. Not everybody knows that, especially the only time we hear about Ennis is when he has a fight. But, you know, just to hear that he has fighters on the card and he's letting them know, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That's good info to know.
There's a lot of upcoming great fighters on the card. And like I said, I think this one's going to be even better and bigger.
True or false, by the time it's all said and done, you will fight Terrence Crawford?
Hopefully. It's true. You know, like I said, you know, I've been asking for those fights, you know, for that fight. You know,
this what I would suggest. When Terrence Crawford name come up, don't have no hesitation to just respond. Like you have so many other fighters that's willing to respond when Crawford name is mentioned. That's free promo for you. Do you know all the aerosexuals that's out there that want you to just stun on them, just say something? It's like, yeah, I'm looking to step up and step on him. I'm looking to step up and step on him. That's what I'm waiting to do. I know it's going to take a little time. I got work that I need to do at the welterweight division, but I plan on going to 154. He's still there. I look to step on him, period. But, you know, just keeping it basic about Crawford name, one of the hottest topics in boxing. I mean, you're just giving up some free promo. That's when you do. You know what I'm saying? You ring the bell. You let motherfuckers hear. Yeah, I'm looking forward to stepping on them when I get up to 154.
I'm tired of answering the same questions. You know, y'all go ask him. You know, I said yes plenty of times. I'm tired of.
No, we ain't gonna ask him because he's already a 4-division champion, bro. You're a 1-division champion. You have the IBF. You have to understand, you cannot redirect this traffic when the name is Bud Crawford. You can't. He's a 5. Why not highlight Crawford's top 3? Arguably number 1, you know, and so forth. And I definitely want to fight when I get to 154. You can't redirect and say, hey, why don't y'all go ask him? He don't care. He don't feel you bring anything to the table. That's another time, an opportunity for you to get free promo. Say, hey, definitely I want Crawford. Definitely. The fight didn't happen the first time. Please don't tell us, the fans, say, I asked for it several times and I just didn't get the fight. You know? No, tell us, bro. Hey, yeah, I ain't get it yet, but I get it. Let him hang around enough. I mean, why you? Is Crawford the boogie, man?
Answer no questions.
I understand that. I've asked him multiple times about it, and I've told him that I would love to see that fight happen. And the stand seems to.
Yeah, me too.
And the stand seems to be like, look, when I was coming up, I wanted to fight Pacquiao. You know, he didn't want to fight me because he was at a point. And I understand that stance now, is what he says. Do you understand where he's coming from, or do you think that there's kind of a duty to, you know, return the favor along the way?
I mean, everybody different, you know. And I don't know. I can't speak for him, you know. But you know, when it's my turn and I got to fight a young lion, you know, I definitely will, you know, give him that opportunity.
Would you say that's your dream fight right now?
I love fighting. I love beating people up. I don't care who it is. I ain't even gonna lie. Like that.
See, once again, you blowing it with free promo. He just blowing it, dog. You don't know. I come from a good place trying to tell people, you know, they don't understand. Like, You know what I'm saying? You blowing free promo and say, I don't care who I fight anybody. Anybody is not top pound for pound. Anybody is not. It's only 10, right? And then we don't even agree with everybody that's on the top 10. That's always up for debate. Can't say you'll fight anybody. You can't say you'll fight anybody, bro. He said, was it your dream fight? Damn, you know what's wrong, man? Like you don't get that that's one of the bigger names that you're accessible to. Just think about it. You're not in the weight class with a newie there, Ennis. You're not in the weight class of a freaking Oleksandr Usyk. So you get the opportunity to face top 3. Terrence Crawford. He's one weight class higher than you. I can understand if you're not thinking about anybody else in the pound for pound, but at the end of this interview, in order for you to get on the pound for pound, you have to face somebody that's on the list. And right now, Crawford is still campaigning, and he's one weight class higher. Canelo is 2 weight class higher than Crawford. So it's got people complaining about Crawford trying to face Canelo at 154. So in order for you to come even remotely, I mean, just a hair to even getting on the top 10 of the pound for pound list, you have to go on a winning streak. You have to go fight some champions. You have to do something special. Look what it took for Devin Haney to get on the pound for pound list. He had to fight the Aussie double twice to become undisputed. Not just become undisputed, he had to go in Australia twice. So when you think about the pound for pound, it's not many people that's within your reach. That's all I'm saying. Bivol and Beterbiev is not in your reach. Gervonta Davis, not in your reach. Junto Nakatani, not in your reach. You have a lot of fighters that's not in your reach. Now, Devin Haney's in your reach, but I don't see him. I haven't heard him mention your name once.
That's my whole thing. I want to fight any and everybody.
Fair enough. I understand. Can I ask, what's the difference between Al Heyman and Eddie Hearn?
No comment.
Is it just...
You see what I'm talking about? You see how Ariel just goddamn cocked that shit back and let the hammer talk? Now you trying to tell me that wasn't a heavy loaded freaking question. What's the difference between Eddie Hearn and Al Heyman? First of all, is Al Heyman a promoter? Because I'm not trying to violate. I don't want to put the wrong information. Is Al Heyman a promoter? Is Eddie Hearn a manager? Is Al Heyman a manager? Is Eddie Hearn a promoter? Because he asked him the question, what's the difference between Eddie Hearn and Al Heyman? And why would they even be in comparison? Why would they even be in the conversation, really? And do they are they doing the same job? Obviously, they're with opposite promotions. But why would that question even be proposed? And, you know, Ennis saying no comment. What I would suggest is that you ask them, what exactly do you mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, what exactly do you mean? Al is an advisor, a manager. You know what I'm saying? Just start throwing some shit out there. I never heard anybody call Eddie Hearn a freaking manager, advisor. Never. I've never heard that shit. My fault.
Corey, like I said, I think this one's gonna be even better and bigger.
Sure.
For that fight, I'm tired of
stand that stance now is what he says. Coming up, I wanted to fight Pacquiao,
I don't care who it is. No comment.
Is it just different styles, or
what you mean?
Well, just
see what I'm talking about? He said, "What you mean?" Right there. You should have asked that when he said, "What's the difference?" Between Eddie Hearn and Al Heyman, and he coming here talking about different styles. See what I'm talking about? fighters, I tell you, I do this for a reason. Like,
You've chosen Post Star 3.
you know, reaction to these interviews, because people don't care to speak on it, really.
And like, you know, fighting under one compared to the other.
He said different styles. Now we're trying to say different styles and smooth it over as if they do business different. Come on. Give us a little bit of insight. What about the business of it? Nobody will know. It's just between us. If it gets out this room, we're cracking kneecaps. Let the people know. There's different styles between Eddie Hearn and Al Heyman. Let the people know.
Other, what do you like one style?
They both phenomenal people. You know, great people.
Yeah, and Eddie's great too.
Kudos to Jerron Ennis. He said they both good people. Kudos to him, because he didn't say they both good promoters. What? Ennis said that Al is a promoter? I thought he was an advisor. You know what I'm saying? It's good. He said they're two good people. That's a very light answer and a safeguard kind of answer. You know what I'm saying?
I think some people here in America don't give him the time of day, or think you know, De La Hoya said it, Leonard has said it. You stay in England, but you can make a case right now. I think he's the best promoter in combat sports. So
how he put that out there and painted that motherfucker is that what a lot of people say. What does a lot of people? Just like I hear people, everybody know I do this. Everybody say I do that. Everybody. It's no such thing as everybody when you cannot vouch and there's no way to prove that you understand who everybody is, right? So he started off by saying, you know, everybody say this about Eddie Hearn and this and that over in the UK. So obviously, if it's a separation from the US to the UK, we are not privy to the information. We're dumbfounded, because Eddie's over there in the UK. I'm not saying he don't come over here to the States, but no one really knows when he touched down over here unless it's fight week, right? So he talks about Eddie, and then he comes around the back door and say, hey, ta-da, I think he's one of the best promoters out there. Gotcha.
Regardless of combat sport.
Yeah, Eddie Hearn's got a mouthpiece. You know, he do all the talking for you. You know, you don't gotta do too much talking, because he gonna promote you. He gonna say everything that need to be said. All you gotta do is sit back and fight and do what you need to do, and that's one.
That would be
Ennis, when you say sit back and fight, bro, that's not gonna get you a $15 million payday. It's not gonna get you a $10 million payday. Just sitting back and fighting and let your promoter do the talking. The promoter does an acceptable amount of promotion that's required of them to do it. Just like when I was told about Eddie not responding to the IBF to potentially provide you an exception request to fight and go into negotiations and really put your emphasis and put your effort into fighting Norman Jr. You know, it was no response for a couple of weeks, and then they sent out and say, hey, now you have this time for the mandatory. If we don't hear anything back from you, you'll be stripped. So when you sit back and just let the promoter do everything, sometimes you get the surprise of your life. You can't just sit back and fight. You got to be in control of your business, not the business of, you know, Jerron Ennis Promotions or Ennis Promotions or whatever that, you know, and your merch. We're talking about things that's going to provide you avenues to have the larger paydays. And also, when you get near the end of your career, you've earned enough money to invest in some business for those residual incomes that you're looking for once you knock the gloves. You know what I'm saying?
Be a huge difference, right? You don't have to do as much promotion, as many interviews, things like that.
Well, you could say that, I guess.
Yeah, he's like kind of like Don King style, Bob Arum style, as opposed to someone who's behind the scenes. I saw you ring the bell at a Sixers game recently. You're a big Philly guy, Philly sports guy. I'm a big Knicks guy, so sorry, you know, about, you know, in the playoffs a couple months ago. But it's a good rivalry. It's fun. I mean, your mom's from New York, is she not?
Yeah, my mom from New York. Yep. Yeah, she definitely. She was born in Brooklyn, so
Oh, sick.
yeah. So yeah.
So does she
You know how that
represent? Does
goes.
she root for the New York teams, or is she now fully Philly? Because that's where you grew up, and that's where I think you guys. She's lived there for so long, right?
She lived there for a little while, not too long. But my mom definitely she Philadelphia teams.
Yeah. You like
She
Embiid?
rock with the she rock with the Phillies and the Eagles and the Flyers and all that. She like us.
Okay. Like
She said,
all the loser teams, the Phillies and the.
"No, we gonna beat y'all this year
Oh,
for
okay.
sure,
In basketball?
for sure. Yes,
What's the bet? What's the bet that the Sixers go further than the Knicks? What do you think?
Phone call from the boss? Sorry. Outdoor time.
You think so? You really believe that?
yep. Yeah, the Sixers are gonna go further than the Knicks for sure.
Man, I don't know. Embiid doesn't play. He doesn't know what it's like to win in the playoffs. Paul George,
Are you
unreliable.
gonna you you gonna see this year? That's all.
Oh, you feel it. You think you guys win? Do you think you guys are better than the Celtics?
I think so.
Really? Wow. Is he going to play, this guy?
Mm-hmm.
Embiid? Like, what's going on?
Embiid, I think he's gonna play. He should be playing soon.
Okay. Because did you see he got
Yeah.
roasted on Twitter because he was saying he was talking about the Grand Slam and he's like, holy shit, a Grand Slam in the playoffs. And people are like, oh yeah, this is what it's like, delivering in the playoffs. Something you know nothing about.
No, I ain't see that.
He got roasted. He got
Yeah,
roasted. I saw you
yeah,
chopping down some trees over there. You do that every day?
yeah. Not every day. I do it like every other day. Because I got back to my old school training with my dad and things like that, and the rest of my team. Chopping wood is very good for you. Help strengthen up their forearms and everything.
That's it. How long you do that for?
It depends. Sometimes 15-minute street, sometimes it's 30-minute street. It
Wow.
depends.
Okay. I mean,
Yeah.
looks exhausting. Is that morning or nighttime?
Nighttime.
You-
Always nighttime. Everything I do is at night.
You're not one of those 4 a.m. guys?
I work out three to four times a day, so I do get up early. I had workouts in the morning, in the midday, and then I had workouts at night. So and things like that. So I do get up early. I'm not gonna say I don't get up early.
When's your
'Cause I
prime?
do.
Like, what is that? Like, is that like midnight?
Yeah, I love working out at night because I fight at night, and
That's right.
that's when I be feeling my best.
Let me ask you one more. There's some talk maybe a Teofimo Lopez fight could come to fruition in 25. I I'm sure you're going to say you'd fight anyone. You're happy to fight anyone. But is that of interest to you? Him coming up from 140?
You bring them on, bring them all on. Like I said, like you just said, I want to fight everybody. I want to show show the world that I'm the best fighter in the world.
How far away do you think we are from that when we're talking about Boots as number one pound for pound?
Maybe like one or two fights.
1 or 2 fights. Oh, I thought you were gonna say 1 or 2 years. There, you think? I thought you were gonna say 1 or 2 years. You're right there. You think?
Maybe like one or two fights.
1 or 2 fights. Oh, I thought you were gonna say 1 or 2 years.
Maybe one or two fights.
1 or 2 fights. Oh, I thought you were gonna say 1 or 2 years. You're right there. You think?
Yeah, I'm right. I'm right there. You know, I just need that one name. That's all.
All right.
Maybe like
Could
The all-new Shark Power Detect wet and dry.
I've. I'm sure you're gonna say you'd fight anyone. You're happy to fight anyone. But is that of interest to you? Him coming up from 140?
just say I want to fight everybody. I want to show the world that I'm the best fighter in the world.
How far away do you think we are from that when we're talking about Boots as number one pound for pound?
Maybe like one or two fights.
1 or 2 fights. Oh, I thought you were gonna say 1 or 2 years. You're right there. You think?
Yeah, I'm right. I'm right there. You know, I just need that one name. That's all.
All right. Well, we look forward to that. Good luck on November 9th. Thank you for coming on. I wish you the best.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
All right. There.
Yo, um, when it comes down to it, like Blunt said, some of this shit come with age. It takes time these youngest to learn how to communicate. Young James, Tony, and Roy Jones, them guys were very well spoken in front of the camera. And either they parents or they had PR work, all that. You know what I'm saying? All that. James Tony, when he did speak back then, he made it perfectly clear what his direction was, who he was calling out, how he felt. But in this day and time, being that the economy of boxing and the commerce behind it it's getting very difficult for these fighters to survive. You have a lot of fighters that have jobs outside of this. There's a lot of fighters who never came back to the sport from the pandemic. You know what I'm saying? They were so bad off, man. It was fighters over there struggling, bro. Hopefully Boots can be like Daniel Dubois and get a lot better media side of things. Dubois interviews are fire now compared to how they used to be. Facts, man. I agree. I agree. And not only his interviews, with his press conference. His press conference brings laughter now. His press conference brings energy. You know, just like he told Anthony Joshua to his freaking face, you're not going to intimidate me. You're not going to intimidate. I'm not scared of you. He stood up and people like gravitated like, what? Oh, shit. The boy, like, we about to move some furniture like Hakeem Rothman and Leonard Lewis. That's what we about to do. We about to see them move some furniture. You know, Joshua get up with his tank top on to my, don't talk to me. Don't disrespect me. Like, who are you? I'm not scared of you. You don't intimidate me. Yeah, man. Daniel Dubois came up, bro. Daniel Dubois came up. I ain't gonna lie, bro. You hit it on the head, Toby, for real talk. New generation super dumbed down. Too many smartphones and shit. You know, it's a lot of the younger generation who only talk to their generation. They don't really communicate or socialize with the adults. See, without social media, of course, I'm gonna say a lot of times, you know, the elders did speak to you, and they did correct you a lot of times on certain things. Why? Because we didn't have no social media. So you spent a lot of time with your fam. You spent a lot of time with the elders. You spent a lot of time outside, and they taught you certain things like this. It's up to you to expound on it. Everybody should be able to work on and have a decent conversation. I'm not saying you need to articulate heavy words, okay? But expanding your vocabulary is words that's in the dictionary. So it's only heavy with those who are unfamiliar with the vernaculars. You know what I'm saying? You have to be able to let it flow when doing your conversation. That's all. Yeah, I mean, Jerron just needs to know how to socialize and communicate in front of the camera, you know, and get up his PR. His people, you know, his fans ain't gonna tell him that shit. You know, I'm up here catching flack because I'm up here talking about he need PR work, and that's my opinion. I said again, Jerron Ennis need serious PR work. Even Tank Davis has gotten better, way better with his PR. Way better. Shout out to Jessica in the building. The boxing queen on deck. I see you. Mike in the building. What's good? Aries working hard at the moment. Hey man, I look at I look at these interviews, man, and you know, like I say, Ariel is good at what he does when he's interviewing, but Ariel has this look about him where he understands, you know, that he's able to be passive aggressive. You know what I'm saying? He act like he's innocuous, but then, you know, he can turn into a villain and keep the same tone, to keep the same freaking facial expression and all that. Hey, what's the difference between Eddie Hearns and Al Heyman? No comment. I mean, you know, I'm thinking, well, what about different styles? And different styles? Eddie Hearns, Al Heyman, no, yes. Wouldn't you say? You know what I'm saying? He'll do some shit like that. He'll milk a motherfucker into some controversy. And then you'll get Boxing News and all these other people to go up here and grab that one excerpt from the motherfucking interview and make and you know, put it out there to the people. Oh man, Jerron Ennis said Al Heyman. Between him and Eddie Hearns is neck and neck and how they do business. And I was thinking, isn't Al Heyman been in the business longer than Eddie Hearns? And you know, Ennis being a black man, why he didn't support, you know, the black advisor, manager, the black Lord, King, Savior, the God. You feel me? Like, I'm just saying, man. Hey, Ariel has that method to control chaos in his interviews. Fighters need to be very aware that this PR suggestion is not just for Ennis. It's for any one of y'all that's on the ladder up that has to speak and do interviews. People sit up here and criticize Crawford for not being a ticket seller. But early in Crawford's career, he didn't want to fuck with the media. At the end of his career, he was doing better and trying to, be more open-minded about media. And what if he would have been more open-minded early in his career when he was doing the same thing he's doing now, winning? What if he actually gave a damn about the media? You know what I'm saying? It's hard to look back in hindsight because people are so attentive to say, oh, I would have did this right here. I would have did that. Of course, hindsight's 2020, right? So, okay, cool. That's what I'm trying to tell Boots. Don't look back in hindsight and say, WCS told me I should say, I should work on that. I never did, man. I just thought he was there clowning me and shit. Man, now I'm 35, man. I still haven't got a $10 million fight. Just think about that, Ennis. Think about what Teofimo. Think about that, Ennis. Think about Teofimo say he ain't made $1 million yet. But he's been undisputed in the franchise. And he's a 2-division champion. He ain't made $1 million. And you think you have more personality than Tio? You better think about what I'm saying, big dog. It's all in good faith. Tio has a personality. He can talk in the cameras. And dude is out here saying he ain't made $1 million. What do you think? And you older than Tio there, Boots. Where do you think, how long it's going to take for you to understand that WCS is only one that's going to really tell you, since you're the rising star, that's one thing that is, kind of hallmarks and bring people closer together in a sport such as boxing, how you communicate with your fans. You got to communicate with your fans, bro. You got to, man. Like I said before, man, all the battles I had with Deontay Wilder shit. Deontay Wilder not one time disrespected me, man. Like I ain't never been over. It's just people that brag about going on his estate and all that. I really didn't want to go on his estate. I done seen the rich. That shit don't. I done seen stars. That shit don't do nothing for me. I done seen the baddest bitches in the world. I'm real talk, bro. But my whole thing is, I would rather have the gap and him seeing me around than me going over there and having that exclusiveness, right? And somehow, some way, it being severed. Because everybody know in the boxing game, 1 minute you're trying so hard to earn the trust of these fighters who get stabbed in the back all the time. But then you shit start drifting apart. You don't even know why. Somebody might have said something here, and shit start drifting apart. Boxing is a tough ass sport. It's media. When you try to stay close and you're genuinely doing something, you don't need nothing from the boxers except freaking genuine communication, friendship. That's all, because the have the exclusive with these boxers, man, is everything. To be able to communicate with them, it's everything. But some people sit up here and tell you, oh, I'm a fan of the sport and not the fighter. Man, get out of here. Get out of here. Talking about you're a fan of the sport and not the fighter. In order for you to be a fan of the sport, you have to be a fan of the fighter. You know what I'm saying? Why are you even liking a sport if there's no boxers in? Ask yourself that. For you dumb niggas to sit up here and say, oh, I'm a fan of the sport, not the fighter. How can you be a fan of the sport with no fighters? Why are you so closely attached to boxing with no fighters? Take away the fighters, you're looking at a ring, goddammit. Ain't nobody in there. So you have to be a fan of the fighters to be a fan of the sport. That's just the way I see it. Collins, what's good? Let me see, bro. Shout out to Collins in the building. Let me see what you're talking about. No, I didn't. If that's you who no, I didn't. I seen this interview from listening. I didn't know you sent it, because from what I see on here, you sent that at 5:03. No, I didn't get that one, man. But that's exactly, what I was looking at. Appreciate it though. One love to you, man. Thanks for sending that link. But no, I was looking around and I saw, the interview out there, and I started checking it out. Let me see who is this exact. Let me see who this is exactly. Yeah, that's the same one I just finished talking about. Same interview. And that was from the ArielHelwani. Did you check this one out? Did you send it on IG or something? I'm not sure what you're talking about. Did you send it on IG or something? Hey, some of you cats, if you're something different on IG and you're not who you are on here, I don't know if you're the same person. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know where you sent it. Where did you send it at, bro? Oh no, I didn't see that. Real talk, I didn't see it. Let me see what you're talking about. I'll drop in right quick and pull it up. Let me see what you're talking about, because I didn't see any of that. Let me see. Yeah, I don't see nothing. Let me go up for a second. No, I don't see it, bro. Real talk. I don't see anything in my last chat. Yeah. Yeah, if you want to send it on IG, man, World Combat Sports, just send it via IG. But I have nothing on the last live. I don't know what you're speaking on, but I see nothing. I just seen it from somebody else, and I know that didn't seem like you. I didn't know if y'all seen Oscar De La Hoya, who's on stage, man, dressed as the Joker. That's classic. Hey, man, I enjoy Oscar De La Hoya's freaking personality now. Him up there dressed as the Joker, man, man, that's a classic. I ain't gonna lie, man. That's a classic, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. That Oscar De La Hoya's freaking personality as a fighter, what got him through to the big bucks back then, because he goddamn went in there and fought whoever, and he got the shit in. He got in. You know what I'm saying? Oscar De La Hoya, in my opinion, is a legend of the sport. What people think about him and all that shit, that's is what it is. But when he was down here in Atlanta, he was hilarious when he was commentating Triller's bout. And now he's on stage dressed as the Joker. That shit's classic. And he's moving around and shit. I don't know if he's feeling a little right. Timothy Bradley talking about Ryan Garcia and Teofimo. Make the fight whenever. You know what I'm saying? Somebody said, well, from what I'm reading, Young Thug will go home and serve 15 years of probation. Now, I don't really speak on this the hip hop scene and stuff like that, but I'm gonna say this: it'd be better for him to be locked up because he can't do shit for 15 years. That's what Meek Mills was complaining about. They put him on probation for 10 years. Yeah, you free, but damn, at any given time, Thug would be, man, come on, bro. Come on. They're gonna be able to goddamn drop in whenever they feel like it, bro. Hold on for a second. Hey, man. Hey. Him getting 15 years saying he gonna be free. Boy, I know Woody just goddamn stood up, huh? He getting out? Oh shit. Man, Thug ain't nothing to play with. 15 years? Oh, God damn. Oh, I'm just listening to him give his closing arguments before sentencing. You know, I know people don't want to hear about it, but this is big. Like this has been the biggest case down here for him to be going home. And Woody is out there. Oh. I don't know, man. To be honest, I was just listening. That's tough, man. 15 years probation, that's a lot, bro. You got to think about it. Being able to move on your own and being able to reach out with family after being in court like that. Yeah, I mean, it can change, you know what I'm saying? But also the back and forth, the lack of privacy, the check-ins. Whoo, God damn. 15 years. I never heard of anybody getting 15 years probation, bro. I never heard of anyone getting 15 years probation. And just when I even heard of Meek Mills was the largest, the longest that I've ever heard that a person was on probation, and then to hear him talk about and complain that he was constantly having to be under the the lens. I mean, that's good to be outside. You know what I'm saying? It's good to be outside, but the freedom for which you're able to reign at any given moment, that's gonna be tough. And people who know Thug is gonna have to understand that Thug's gonna have to make sure that the people around him is not there to put him in the trick bag. That's all I'm saying. Did you send that yet? If not, man, let me see. Yeah, but that's where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? The last Bam and Ennis live yesterday. The last Bam and Ennis live yesterday. It's in the comment section. The last Bam and Ennis live yesterday. Let me check right quick, bro. I don't know what link you talking about. I don't see no link in here, but anyway, if y'all have anything to send, send it on IG, man, because then I know I get it via notification or whatever. I appreciate you for dropping it anyway, and those of you to send me info like blunts, you know what I'm saying, Shaw News, freaking a plethora of people that drop comments. I mean, to drop info via IG. Yeah, but not to hold y'all time. Hey, shout out to the hottest chat in the MF and game. Appreciate y'all for pulling up as always. One love, man. Until next time, we should do it again. As always, peace.